Hello everyone, welcome back. We're almost done with interviews for the day. This is crazy. This day has whizzed by. My name is Megan Ellsworth here at the RoofersCoffeeShop.com soundstage, brought to you by General Coatings and Everroof. And I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend, Trent Cotney.
Hey, good to see you again.
How are you?
Yeah.
I'm so good.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
well
you.
deserved.
Oh, thank you.
Awesome.
It was a great day had by all. So how has the show been?
Busy. It was a packed day.
Good.
A lot of traffic, just nonstop. I mean, like every show, it dies down in the last hour or so. But I tell you, I don't know what the attendance is, but it seems like it was more than last year. It was absolutely packed. Seminars were as well.
Wow,
so
that's
it's been
awesome.
a great show.
Wow, that's awesome. And you know what? I dove right in. Can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you?
Sure, yeah. I'm Trent Cotney. I am a partner and construction team leader at Adams & Reese, but I'm also general counsel for Western States, NRCA, and a lot of other associations, and advocate for roofing in the industry.
Yeah, absolutely. You do so much. And you're general counsel for a lot of associations.
Yep, absolutely.
Which is awesome. Okay, so today we had the legislative luncheon.
Yeah.
What was, the general consensus that came from that?
Yeah, it was interesting. We had the opportunity to hear from both McKay Daniels at NRCA and Craig Brideup. I think there's a lot of uncertainty out there. But the good news is that I think the industry is on top of it. There's a lot of resources. McKay mentioned resources relating to, not just immigration, but mental health and a lot of other, top of mind issues. Craig Brideup covered a lot of sort of the lay of the land that we're seeing right now as it relates to a lot of the legislation, other things that are going on.
Yeah.
Everything from the pending government shutdown to a lot of the tariffs and other, tax bills and other things that have come out. So a lot to digest. I took a lot of photos of slides. Okay. Because I want to go tonight and I want to really look at it and digest it all. But it was a lot of information.
So for those who don't know, Craig Brideup is?
He's a lobbyist. He used to work for NRCA. He has the Brideup Company now, and he acts as a lobbyist for the industry. He's also Western State's legislative liaison.
Okay, amazing. Thank you for that. So, hot button topic has been immigration. And, ICE raids on job sites, all that stuff. Can you kind of give us the lay of the land of what you're hearing?
Yeah, so immigration is still top of mind, right? It's the biggest issue by far that I get calls about. You've heard me joke around before, nobody ever calls me the good news.
I know, poor guy.
It doesn't matter whether it's what state you're in. I've had as many calls coming out of Texas as I had California.
Wow,
so
okay.
What contractors need to understand is they need to know and have a standard operating procedure, know their rights and have a standard operating procedure for dealing with ICE raids when they, have to face them, regardless of whether it's on a job site or it's at their home office.
Yeah.
And the thing that a lot of employers don't realize is that, if ICE comes to your job site and ICE believes that you are knowingly employing someone then that is illegal, then you can potentially face criminal liability. So a lot of what I've been advocating for, we're actually speaking tomorrow, and Briggs and I are speaking for an hour on immigration. What I want to really hit home to employers out there is that you have to understand and assert your rights, because it's not just about protecting your employees, protecting your workforce. You also have a lot of potential liability. So let me give you a real world example. Everything I'm saying is real world. This isn't just some scary BS that I came up with. So you have an ICE raid that occurs and they end up taking some people, that were working for you. And one employee that happens to be a little disgruntled says, hey, employee aside, we were in the lunchroom the other day. We were all talking and the boss was there about how these 3 individuals were illegal. So that shows knowledge, right? And that's why you really have to understand and know your rights. The other thing I want to hit home is you can object. So if they don't have the correct warrant, if they don't have a judicial warrant, they can't access private area. You can object to those things. Do not interfere. Do not put your hands on an ICE agent. Do not block them. Do not run, because you will end up in federal prison. Okay, right or wrong, I'm telling you again, everything I'm telling you is based on real world experience.
Wow.
So in talking to contractors, I can tell you, be very, very careful. Object, be professional, be calm, but know and assert your rights. That's absolutely critical.
Wow. Oh my gosh, that's wild. But such good information, and it's so amazing that you are on top of all of this. and able to provide such great information to the whole industry. So thank you.
Well, I just go to Roofers Coffee Shop. That's where I get all my information.
Well, you should be thanking us then.
All right.
Well, seriously, thank you. That is really great information. And we did a whole coffee conversation about this a few months ago.
Yep.
So go look it up. I think it was called What to Do When ICE Shows Up at Your Door or something like that. So go onto the website, and it's so educational. It may be a little outdated now, so we might have to do it other.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I think it's pretty much all relevant. I mean, there's some expanded things that have happened, but great resource. So encourage everybody to check it out.
Yeah. Okay, so you have a class. Let's talk about your class tomorrow. You mentioned it a little bit. It's on immigration.
Yeah, immigration. It's a second slot tomorrow. So it starts at 10:30-ish, around there. But it's going to be, we've got a packed session. I was talking to Ben Briggs, who's one of our employment lawyers that handles immigration all the time for roofers, and we're gonna knock it out of the park. It's a must attend, must see kind of thing.
Yeah. Wow, I wish I could be there. That's awesome.
Good stuff.
We'll send someone for sure.
Good.
So in speaking of Ben, is he kind of someone that contractors could reach out to as well as you to kind of get an idea of where their liabilities are currently and how to fix them?
Yeah, absolutely. So, as many of you know, I had my own firm, County Construction Law, merged with Adams and Reese about 3.5 years ago. I used to always say we had a great first string. Now I've got some roster depth. So we've got a lot of employment lawyers. We have lawyers that do nothing but immigration.
Awesome.
And then obviously, I'm always a good point of contact because I can speak intelligently about a lot of it. But, Briggs is, I like to say Ben Briggs is a lot smarter than I am. So,
he must be really smart then.
No, he deals with this stuff all the time. So we're here as a resource, and if you are a Western States member, shout out, because you do get 15 minutes free a month legal advice. So
that's huge.
Yeah,
and that you give that to a lot of associations. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's different benefits, but I'll bend over backwards to help somebody that's a member of an association, just because I believe strongly in the effort that they're putting forward. So.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, kind of lastly, to wrap this up, what have people been asking you today at the show?
Yeah, I've had all kinds of questions. You name it, everything from workers' comp to OSHA to contracts to I've got this customer that's not paying me. I will tell you that there's an underlying concern, right? There's some. I think people still have some backlog, and I think business is still okay, but there's this underlying uncertainty and sort of trepidation. That's what I would say. And I think a lot of it is contractors ask me, what should I be doing? Tell me what I don't know, right? And a lot of what I tell them is, I said, look, you need to gameplay disasters. You need to come up with standard operating procedures, train your people, because that's going to help you mitigate risk. Hopefully you never have to deal with it, but if you do, you have a script that you can go to, and you don't have to panic. Where I see the most people making the mistakes is they get anxious, they get fearful, and they do and say stupid things. Yeah. And training and standard operating procedures gets rid of all that. It gets rid of the anxiety because you have a script that you look at. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So that would be the big thing I would hit home, and that's sort of a underlying theme throughout all the questions that were answered today.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Trent.
Yeah, always a pleasure. Great seeing you.
It's so good to see you.
Yeah, I'm so happy for you, man. That's awesome.
Thank you. Well, this has been a great show. Yeah. We have a full day tomorrow, so come on down. Do you know your booth number?
I'm right next to the Western States booth, near the sound stage.
Perfect. Yep. Go find him. You can ask him all sorts of questions.
I'll be there. I'll be there the whole time.
Perfect.
Come see me.
Thank you all for listening and watching. You can also go to Adams and Reese directory on RoofersCoffeeShop.com to learn more. Yep. And you also have a podcast.
Yeah, we've got a Law and Order.
Yeah, Law and Order.
Law and Order, the #1 construction-related podcast in the world.
Oh.
So 104 episodes. Check it out.
Go check it out. Yep. That's a really great podcast too. Probably answer more of your questions. Yep. And he's done lots of podcasts with us, so go check out the directory. See everything that Trent has done. Thank you again.
Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. And we have one more interview left, and then the wrap-up video. So we'll see you in just a few. Stay tuned.